Welcome to Visit Edo Page. My name is Elizabeth. Please, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Today, I'm going to be talking about land and also about agriculture. We can see that a lot of countries are having problems already due to the war in Ukraine, shortage of food. Things have become really, really expensive these days. Diesel and gasoline has gone up so much that is affecting the cost of food. We normally ask ourselves, what does food have to do with gasoline? Or what does food have to do with diesel? Why is whenever prices of gasoline goes up, that our prices of food also goes up? Especially things like egusi or some other things that we do plant. Why is it affected by that? So that is always something that we'll ask ourselves. But we forgot to think about the real reason why it's been affected. Because when, like, for example, the gasoline that people use for their car and things like that, for example, generator also is using gasoline. If you have to take transport to your farm and you have to plant something, and for example, you're planting corn and you're taking transport to buy that corn, the prices of that corn has been also affected by the price of gasoline, because that means that it will go up due to transportation. And when that goes up due to transportation, so when the farmers are buying those things to plant, they are also affected because the transportation has gone up, and transporting of those things and the money that you're buying it for has also gone up due to transportation expenses. So when you now plant that, maybe you want to buy fertilizer and you're going to transport the fertilizer from one place to another. Even the people selling the fertilizer, maybe they are moving it from one place to another, or they are feeding those animals that are producing those fertilizer, which the feeding cost has not been easy, has been expensive. So that means that they will also increase their product. And that means that at the end of the day, the things that the farmer is supposed to use will also go up. And if the farmer is not just the type that does the farming on his own and just clear and do those things, or that it needs other help, the money that they will collect for the job, for the job they're going to do, will also go up due to the expenses that they are also using it. If they have to transport from their location to your place with 1,000 naira or 800, that means that they will also include that in the money they are collecting from the farmer, and that means that that will now add to the price that egusi is going to sell for. So those are the things that has been affecting these things when a lot of other things are taking place around the world. When COVID-19 took place, anyway, we are not just totally over with the COVID-19 or coronavirus epidemic. Is not totally over, but it's gone down the way that a lot of countries have been talking about it. That has gone down a little bit. So why now the Ukraine war has taken over the whole topic, which we are still trying to and hoping that things should stabilize. So with that, it will affect. And one thing that we often don't predict in Nigeria, or we often don't talk about, we don't predict people. You see a lot of pastors predicting a lot of things happening, but we often forget to preach more or to predict more on hunger, because that is what happens when there is no food. When we don't have a lot of things has been that comes into Nigeria most of the time. We cannot wait for egusi to start to come from another country, or okra to start to come from another country. That means that we are the one that have to plant such crops. We are the one that need to invest on that. And maybe it's okay to start investing by just planting yours to feed yourself first. Because since things are just really, really expensive right now, that will really help a lot of family if they can just farm what they eat. And if they know that they cannot eat all, and so that it doesn't get spoiled, if there's no any means of preserving it, then they can sell it out, so make some money, income. So with the food aspect now turning to be something else, I think that it's time for a lot of people to start to look into that agricultural side again. Even when people are so afraid of agriculture these days, because it's a lot of work. We have to be realistic about that. There's a lot of work. It's not like many years ago when people just have want to have 20 children or 10 children just because they want them to work in a farm. They want to own big farms that this family can work. It's no longer like that. So if you have 4 children or you have 2 children, you cannot really have a very big farm. Is like the way they used to do those days, that a family can have such a large farm because of the amount of people in that family that is able to work in the farm, which things are now different. And since things have changed, then our thinking of how we manage things need to change too. So that means that somebody that really wants to have a big farm need cash, need money to also invest in that farm, because you have to take workers, if you have to use machines to clear, if you have to do a lot of things which cost money. So if we don't seem to have that amount of money, that is since it's a little bit expensive, farm is not cheap. It costs money, especially when you want to farm on a big plot of land. It's a lot of money that is involved. And maybe right now, many people might not have that big money to start. But at least they will have small ones to start in their garden. They will have small ones to start. If you know anybody that have a land and they are not using it, and even there is, Edo State is just the right place for such small agricultural things, because there are people that are buying land and keeping it. Maybe they are not using it right now. They can easily borrow that land out. They can easily ask somebody to occupy that land and use it as planting things. Because instead of just leaving that land open, filled up with bushes that somebody else have to go inside and start to make problems or wanting to sell that land can be used to produce things that people will eat. So I think that people should reach out to people that have land that they are not using at the moment. They should reach out to them and talk to them. If it's just to start just something small, if it's just to start just planting to feed the family, to support every day, because food is really expensive now, and a lot of families are really having to, the feed expense. If you have school fees and you have so many other things to pay, increase food. And the funniest thing with food is like you need it every day, so it's not something that you can postpone, or it's not really something that you can say, oh no, I will postpone it to next month. No, it's something that when you need it now, because that is where you get your energy from to live. And that is why the food aspect is a very important part of our life. So if you can have a garden at the back of your house or the front of your house, you know somebody that have land that they are not using at the moment, you can easily go to them and talk to them about if you can use it for some period of time. Plant something, you know, even if it's okra, vegetables, things that can support you. Because sometimes, like black soup, you can easily cook black soup and with pepper and dry fish and manage that. Manage that, which is also very good, because you don't need too much fat and all those cholesterol that have to stick to your body and cause more damage. So there are healthy ways of making such food too. So those kind of vegetables can help the family. Even if it's bitter leaf you want to plant, or you think that you want to plant this pumpkin leaves or any other kind of leaf that might support the family, you can also do that. So it's really time that we start to encourage one another. We start to talk to one another to try to farm something. The agriculture is good. If we can just do family ones, small ones that can support us, because times are really hard. Things are hard right now, and if you have to have the expensive, the food cost to eat, there are just so many things that people cannot manage when you have a large family to feed, or if you have 4 or 5 children. Feeding them might be so difficult. So if people are able to farm, and when you're able to farm, the good thing about being able to farm close to your house or close to around your area, or talk to a friend that have a free land to offer you that land to do something, is that you get to have enough to eat, and also you have enough to sell to your neighbor at a good price, so that he or she will also benefit from that. But people seem to think that agriculture, or why you do some garden work, or you do some just for yourself, oh, that it means that you're suffering or you're not living well. But right now is not the time to look at what people are saying about you. Right now is the time to try to do something, because now that everything is not settled in many countries, things are going wrong. Electricity has gone up, so many things has gone up, and food is going to go up. Food has already gone up, but it's still going to go really up. So maybe it's time, because now, like in Nigeria, we're approaching the rainy season now. And this time might be time to plant vegetables around your garden. If you have a piece of land close to you, talk to your neighbor. If you know somebody that have a land, talk to the person. Just try to do something there. Plant something that you know is easy, that you can easily maintain. Go there, work there, just do something on your free time. And because that will help a little bit. It's not like it's going to solve all your problems, but at least it's going to reduce the amount you spend on food. It's going to reduce that part of it, which is really, really important. Instead of staying without because there are still homes, even if we don't say this online, there are still many homes that are finding it difficult to eat. They are managing, they are trying their best to manage. There's still a lot of people that have problems. There are still people that just have to eat one time a day just because they cannot afford the food. Just because things are so expensive, like you go to the market, you run in, you cannot buy anything, you cannot pick anything out. It's like you think that the money that you're having with you is worthless. You want to buy fish, it's too expensive. You look at meat, it's almost like something else. I was even surprised that few weeks ago we saw that goat meat now is about 45,000, 50,000 for one goat. And I remember when that goat was 15,000 or 20, we were even shouting that it's too expensive for 20,000. So now it's 45,000, 50,000. Some are even more than, depends on how big that goat is. So imagine that price that is 50,000 or 45,000, 40,000, so expensive. How do you cook that? What do you do when that is expensive? Because the person that is buying that and wanting to sell out is going to want to, he or she will make profit from that before the one that will not cook it will buy that. And that makes it really, that means that you just be buying a small part of meat for about 5,000, 6,000. And that is not the kind of meal that will even take you 1 week. It's not going to take you 1 week or a really long time. So these things are food are really, really expensive, that we need to start to think. We need to start to farm just small things, that just to support ourselves if we cannot farm big farms. If we cannot carry big farm, because the job in big farms is a lot of job. People might think that farming, agriculture, no, agriculture is a job and it's money. If you have money, you can do it, and you have reliable people, you have people that can manage it for you. If you're not there, if you're right there, you can manage it yourself. Put a lot of work into a lot of energy, which is needed. It's not just something you do and you sleep at home, or you talk on phone, or you go around the city and you call people on phone to help you to fix it. No, it's something that you need to work with, or if you have dedicated people working with it. But now we are just talking about not just to make profit alone, but just to support the feeding of every families and all. So if you know that you have small farm, you have something, just farm on it. Just do small things just to support yourself first, because times are hard and we don't know what the next few months is going to be because of this price of oil, gasoline, everything that is not stable. It's just going up and down and up and down. And many families, since in Nigeria, we don't have the situation where the government stepped in and said, oh, let me support, let me help. We don't have that. So that means that everything we need to help ourselves, or our loved ones need to help us. Think about if our loved ones doesn't have to help us, then we are in deep shit. So that is why it's better that every little thing that can help the family is important. Every little things that can support the family is important. Every little things that can support your neighbor is important. If you come home with a yam and tell your neighbor that, oh, please take this, I'm sure he or she will be very happy to accept that due to the cost of yam now. So let's just try to do something that will support us and support others, support our family and support our loved ones. It might not be so big, but it's something that can help in a short while and a long time too, because the moment you start to go into this agriculture just for the purpose of eating, that will reduce a lot of stress, and that will help a lot. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. It's going to be this one was just a short video, so I think I'll really try. I'm working a lot, so I almost don't have time for videos, but I promised before, that's what I said, that I would try to make more videos. So I'm still going to try to make more video about what you can invest on, things that you can invest, and how to manage those investments, because it's really difficult. The truth is that it's difficult to run business in Nigeria, and if you don't know those things that you need to avoid and things that you need to do, you might find out that the money being invested will just go just like that, and you get tired because it's high risk. The business investment in Nigeria is really on the high risk type. It's risky anyway if you don't know how to manage it and what to do. So that is why it's always good to do your own works, know what you're going into and what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So I'll be coming up with different advice. Next time I'm going to be talking about the electricity part, how you can manage yourself with this electricity, the difficult part of it, the challenging part of it, because we are just also doing a business now at Visit Edo. We know our challenges, what has been happening there, a lot of difficulties, so that we'll be able to relate and bring out to the public to tell you guys this is how it has been so far, and this is what has been really difficult so far, and this is what we need help with. So don't forget to follow our channel, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We really need a lot of followers on YouTube. Please help us, follow us on YouTube. We are going to try to find out more, because today I'm just talking about these agricultural things people can do to support themselves. So this week is already Tuesday today. This week we'll try to go to the market to find out the prices of food. What are people doing? How do people manage? How do they support their family? What do they do? So we'll try to find out more and bring it to you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.